Happy Easter Monday, Saints. Welcome to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to Saints TV Weekly for April 10th. Again, thank you to Inglewood Coffee Roasters for sponsoring Saints TV Weekly for season 2023. Go on over to inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. Use the discount code SAINTS40 and you get 40% off all coffee, tea and chai products. Okay, so as you can tell, I'm in a good mood, and that's because we're sitting pretty at the top of the AFL ladder after 4 rounds, undefeated, 4-0 with a percentage of 160. I believe the last time we did that, we played in a grand final. Not getting ahead of myself, but it's great signs. Another really good performance against a Gold Coast Suns team that had just come off beating the reigning premiers Geelong, and it looked like a bit of a hiccup-style game. A game that made a lot of Saints a bit nervous. Gold Coast in form, got a lot of good youngsters, and a team that, you know, of recent history has troubled us. We've gotten over the line in recent memory, but it's always been a bit of an arm wrestle. But this was the first time in a while we've slogged them. The first quarter, a grind, but after that, it was Saints footy of 2023. We ran until the Suns could not keep up, and we won by the tune of 53 points, our biggest win in season 2023 thus far. And Mitch Owens, can we just quickly take a moment? We're 4 Owens. Had to put that in the title, so hopefully you appreciate that, Sainers. But bloody hell, Rising Star nomination I think is incoming. 27 disposal, I think he got 2 goals, 19 contested, 5 marks, 5 tackles. He's 19 years old and played 11 games. Unbelievable. So him, Windhager was great again. Phillipou was great again, played in the guts a little bit more. And then you had Naz off halfback, Ronnie Burns running around on the wing. It was great to see. All the youngsters are standing up. Caminiti as well kicked 2 goals, the hammer. Love the way he goes about it. Liam Stocker again was excellent. It was a perfect performance. But Mitch Owens, wow. He's taken the competition by storm. He's such a unique player. He's so good in the air. He's so good at ground level. He's 19. He's built like a bloody tank. He's going to be a nightmare matchup for anyone. And wait until Tim Member and Max King come back and he's getting the 3rd or 4th defender. They're not going to have a good time playing on Mitch Owens. That puts us at the top. It's looking very nice, and it sets up a mouth-watering game this Sunday at 4:50 p.m. at Adelaide Oval for the gather round against Collingwood. That's going to be massive. And for all the Saints out there that can't get to Adelaide, they're in Victoria. We've got our event at the Bentley Social, the Saints TV Disco, the first one of the season. What a big game to kick off the disco for 2023. We've already got about 150 to 160 Saints locked in, ready to attend. Discounted food, discounted drinks, Saints-only environment. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere. The game on projector screens. So if you want to come along, go on over to Saints TV on Facebook. The event is there, RSVP, and you'll lock in a spot for Sunday's big game. Now, I guess the only downside to the performance on the weekend, again, was an injury. And that was really, really hard to watch. Was Jack Bytel. He'd just come on for Rowan Marshall, who was subbed off. Just thought we'd rest him in the last quarter, so no injury there to Rowe. So for anyone out there worried about that, it's just a rest. We're playing Collingwood. We didn't need to risk him. Cordy went into the ruck and did a solid enough job in the last quarter. So Bytel came on for Rowe, and within 5 minutes, unfortunately, just, his leg was planted, got tackled, twisted ankle, and very, very heavily iced. I'm not sure what has happened since. I haven't seen a report come out yet on the Saints front, but I'd understand that it's not looking very good for him based on what Ross Lyon said in the presser. But unfortunately, that just means that Bytel's going to be out, so it'll be interesting to see what we do in terms of inclusions this week, because everyone played so well once again, so you'd really back in the same team against the Pies. We'll get into the Sandy report shortly, but there were a few key standouts in that game as well that might sneak into the lineup for the Sunday's big game. Now, outside of the games, it was really good to see a couple of days ago that a player that we just wanted to get re-signed, a player that was rumoured to be going, or at least, feeling a bit homesick, wanted to get back to South Australia, Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira. So we've locked him in until, I believe, 2025, a couple more years on his contract now. He is signed until the end of 2025. So that's massive news. He would have been in demand, not only in the South Australia clubs, but there would have been other clubs looking at him as well. So great to have him signed up. It really shows the faith and the trust that the playing group has in the coaches, in where the direction of the club is going. And you have a good feeling that with Naz signing, we're going to get Phillipou signed up. we're going to get a lot of other players signed up as well because of this, because they love what they're doing. They love the direction the club's going in, and they love the football that they're playing. And they're all playing great football. So why wouldn't you want to keep that going? So Naz signing on for 2 more years is fantastic news. That's a really, just continues the good vibe around the footy club. Gresham is one that is not signed. That's probably the biggest one that we're going to see, keep an eye on and see what happens there. And even he had a great game on the weekend, and we've kind of criticised his selfishness at times, but he was really good on the weekend. So that's another player that we'll keep a close eye on. But Naz signed on until the end of 2025. That's awesome news. Speaking of signings as well, not signings, but new players joining the club for the AFLW. They had the draft on the weekend, and I believe we had pick 20 in the AFLW supplementary draft. And as a result, we have selected Southern Saint Beth Pinchin with pick 20. She's a sturdy defender who joined the club's VFL affiliate in February, really highly regarded, and we welcome her to the club. So hopefully she gets a gig this season in the backline, and that'll just further, improve the AFLW list off the back of re-signing 24 players last week. So it's great to get a few more players locked in, like Beth Pinchin. So we welcome her to the footy club. Now, as mentioned off the top, Sandringham did play. They played the Gold Coast Suns, and couldn't get the job done, unfortunately. They started like a house on fire. It was 5-8-38 to 1-6 at quarter time. Unfortunately, the full-time score was 6-14-50. They only kicked one more goal for the rest of the game, and the Gold Coast Suns kicked another 8 goals, 13, running away with a 17-point win. In terms of standouts and players that might get a look in this week off the back of Bytel's injury, there was Tom Highmore, who had 21 disposals and 12 marks, so he was a key standout. Cooper Sharman, 22 disposals as well. Tom Campbell, 13 disposals, 27 hit-outs, so he was really strong in the ruck. And Leo Connolly, looking good and slowly building back to his best, 20 disposals for him. Jack Paris didn't score. In terms of goal kickers, there weren't any that looked like getting a gig this week. Van Ayre's very quiet with the 4 touches. But you think Cooper Sharman and Tom Highmore in particular would have a good look in, and maybe Tom Campbell, but based on what Ross said pre-game last week in his press conference, he's not keen to just play 2 rucks for the sake of it. He's pretty happy to just stick to Rowe because Rowe's loving the challenge, and we all agree he's in career best form at the moment, so you wouldn't want to change that. And now the big one, round 5 against the Pies, 4:50 p.m. Adelaide Oval. Obviously, a full preview will be out during the week. Hopefully, we'll get a special guest on there, a man that is running a very, very big Collingwood fan channel. Looking forward to having a chat with him about the game and getting his thoughts on our boys and if we've got a big chance. I think we've got a big chance in that one. I think the way we play, will suit the way, teams look to beat Collingwood. I think Collingwood are a fast-flowing team, and it's going to be interesting to see how they go when we get in their faces and we apply that heat that we've been applying to a lot of clubs. Because even at times, Gold Coast, there was about a passage where they couldn't get it out of our forward line and they just kept bombing it out on the full. They were just hitting the panic button. They did not know what was going on, and we just continually did that until eventually we overwhelmed them and an avalanche of goals occurred, and we ran away with the game and won by 50-odd points. So that's been kind of the theme this year for us, is we just continually test teams until they eventually break down. Collingwood are obviously one of the flag favourites, so this is a big test for us. And a lot of people are going to be keeping a close eye on how we go in that game and whether we're going to be a legitimate, top 8, top 4 contender. If we win this week, that again reinstates what we're doing is on the right track. If we lose but we play a good game, well done Collingwood. And if we get flogged, that kind of just brings us back back to planet Earth a little bit after the high of the last 4 weeks. And then we've got Carlton again, who again is another big game. So in the next 2 weeks, for me, it's a free hit. Collingwood in particular on Sunday. It's good to get them at a neutral ground, Adelaide Oval, the last game of the round as well. So there's going to be a big crowd at Adelaide Oval. And generally Saints fans always seem to turn up at Adelaide Oval anyway. So it's going to be a big one for me. I'll give the full preview during the week, but I'm feeling good about it. I'm very keen to see if we can sneak a few big names in this week, but if not, I'm expecting maybe a Tim Membry in round 6 is what I've heard, but that can always change. So I'll leave it there, Sainers. Thank you very much for watching. Plenty of really good news again this week. I also want to take this moment to just thank all of you for coming up at the games and saying, great job and keep it up and that you love the potty and the videos and everything. I love hearing that. So it's great to hear the support in person and in the comments as well. Really appreciate it. We've got the podcast tonight. So if you've got any Jake's junk mail, DM me on Instagram or Facebook. and we'll get those on the potty and we'll answer those live tonight. And then obviously during the week, there's going to be a lot of videos. The podcast video, we've got Saints TV live tomorrow night with Jordan and Max. So stay tuned for that at around 7:15 tomorrow night. And then I've got the preview of the big round 5 game, the match of the round for sure, against the Pies and the lead up to Sunday's game. So I'll leave it there, Sainers. Thank you again for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Easter Monday, and I'll see you for some more content during the week on Saints TV. But until then, take care. And as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.